Okay, we're in Singapore. Day 2 in Tokyo. Here in Dublin, Ireland.
On our way to Melbourne.
Copenhagen, London, Los Angeles.
What does it mean to travel? That's a question I've tried to answer over the last 9 years. And if you're a viewer of this show, hopefully I've provided some clarity. But there's another question I've been wrestling with since I started the show 9 years ago. One that, in the beginning, I never even considered. But over time, one that I eventually started asking myself. What does it mean to travel and not shoot video? I'm old enough to remember the pains of recording video back in the day. It wasn't exactly a simple process, and that made any sort of video taken during a vacation somewhat rare. If you weren't willing to lug around a giant camcorder, you were pretty much out of luck. When digital video finally did come around, the quality was, well, lacking. It wasn't until 2007. After a trip to Australia and a college education's worth of editing classes, that I actually began to consider putting together a little travel show. So on New Year's Eve in 2009, I finally found the right opportunity to test out the show's concept on a brief trip to Atlanta. The process was simple enough, and distribution on YouTube gave me a platform to share the final product with my family and friends, which was actually the goal all along. My next trip, one that took me across the United States to my current home of Los Angeles, helped to solidify the concept for me, and I was off from there, editing together a small video from each trip that I took. The trips continued, and so did the show, and I was excited at each milestone I passed along the way. First episode in a foreign country, first episode in 1080p, better time lapses, better cameras, better sound, 4K. The show continued to evolve into something I was proud of. The first concept show in Atlanta in 2009 was shot exclusively on a Flip Ultra HD camera in 720p, and it was the only piece of equipment I took with me. As the show progressed, so did the amount of equipment that I brought with me, until it became, well, what you see here. The thing is, the crew for these trips generally consists of me and my brother when I eventually get tired of carrying all this crap. I knew it was starting to become too much when I decided to increase the number of episodes to cater to a greater audience on YouTube. That meant that the focus of any trip I took shifted to, how do I make this interesting for YouTube, instead of me just enjoying a new city or place. Not only was the show influencing my enjoyment of the actual trip itself, but the final byproduct of the trips, the episodes themselves, they had become something different, something that was trying to fit what was popular on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of the episodes produced for this show, and I stand by those published episodes, especially the most recent ones from our trip to Japan. But something needs to change in these trips I take, and I think that starts with how I produce episodes of The Life After. Just like I did in 2009, I wanted to test out a concept during my most recent trip in 2018. My goal was to travel and not worry about producing an episode of the show. Maybe shoot some stuff here and there, but the focus would be on the trip itself and not any sort of episode that came out of the trip. And that's exactly what I did. So what does it mean to travel and not shoot video? This. It looks like this. Well, I guess I did shoot some stuff.
This shouldn't be us. Why can't it be us when the way we call them? We weren't supposed to break up. It's too late to make up to what my heart wants. No, this should not be us, not be us, not be us. This should not be us, not be us, not be
Life After videos done? I would say probably not, but I need a break. I need to get back to what excited me about these videos in the first place, and that's the journey itself. I think it was a wise person that once said, sometimes you just have to slow down. Sometimes the journey is the destination.
Hey man, you really gotta slow down. You know, sometimes the journey is the